Hello everybody, Keith here again. Today I'm going to do something that I've never done before, which is have a go at replacing moss on a couple of mounts which both need doing. This is my Dendrobium jenkinsii. It's been on here for some time now, I couldn't tell you quite when. There is a video of me remounting it, and this could be interesting because this grew originally on a moss pad. So some of this moss is underneath the plant, and I'm not sure how good that's actually going to be. I mean, it's perhaps not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I think if I can tease it out like that, I might be able to tease some back in again as well. We've certainly got some nice looking roots. So that's all of that side. Let's take the label out for a minute. Sounds like the nice weather brought out the loony bikers. I find that annoying as a biker myself of over 50 years standing, that we've got people who think that noise is the be all and end all, and of course the bike that we ride, which is bog standard in the silencing department, just toddles along, nobody notices us, but you notice the clown that's going round with high revs and lots of noise. But, I've never been a subscriber to the mantra that a lot of Harley riders go by, which is loud pipes save lives. Because to my book, that is an excuse not to look out for yourself. When I was taught by my dad, who was a long-term biker in his turn, that if you treat everybody else like they're out to kill you, and as he used to put it, the weakest nut on any vehicle is the nut holding the steering wheel or handlebars. If you work on that basis and expect the stupidity, then you won't need loud pipes, you'll already be aware of it. But then again, that's just my thoughts, and I'm sure there's plenty that'll disagree with that. Anyway, we seem to have some nice roots under here. We've got one new growth just there. Just open this leaf. Overall that's in quite nice nick, and it flowered of course earlier on, so I will stick some moss, tuck it in a bit under here and under there, and push a bit in down there, and that should do it reasonably well, I think. I've got some moss which I soaked from a previous job. It's not ever so wet, but it's certainly a lot fresher. That old moss had a tendency to well, it may only have been the surface. It's always difficult to tell with moss, but because it had got a lot of algae on it, it seemed to have gone hard. And although it was obviously still absorbing water underneath, I was always a little bit nervous that it wasn't absorbing water as it should have done. So let's see what we can do with the other areas I want to pack. Nearly finished, that's quite good. A wee bit to tuck in down there. You may see some rather different videos in a couple of months' time. We're taking our Kawasaki to France, and I bought myself a helmet camera, so I'll be videoing some of our adventures, not all of it, because a lot of it is going to be on motorways and auto routes and the like, which is boring to ride on, never mind sit and look. But riding through some of the French countryside down towards the Loire Valley and the chateau down there, I think it could be quite nice. I'm going to try and do something with that anyway. But they'll be clearly labelled, so if anything, if it's not of any interest to you at all, just ignore it. Right, that's that one done, which is fairly quick. This one's a bit bigger. This is bought as Gamesa radicans. I believe it's now more properly known as Ornithophora radicans. I bought it from Spiceotic Plants at the Welsh Orchid Show last year, and it seems to be doing extremely well. It's settled to this mount. We've got quite a flush of new growths and new roots coming out. This down here though, there's nothing really growing down into it, I don't think, so I'm going to at least take that off. Up here, things seem to be okay. I think possibly because it's out of the, slightly out of the sunshine, the leaves of the plant are shielding it much more than this can be. But we're starting to see roots like here. Where are we? There. There's a root just here that's growing out and away from the moss, but going into the cork. There's a root, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this one, but there's one down in there. There are we. Don't think you're going to see that very well, but there's one down in there that's going down into, really down into a crack in the cork. So I don't think this is going to be one that's going to want lots of moss. Just some. Yeah, well, the roots that are in this moss so far have pretty much all died. The new roots haven't grown into it, so I think this can come off, and we don't even need to put anything back. Oh, that's a new root, I think. That one's a new root there, got a growing tip on it, but that's the only one, and the ones round this side of definitely had it. But that is quite an active piece of the plant. Ease that, free that leaf off. So I might put a little, oh, is that a root? Yes it is, that's a root. So I'll put a little bit of moss in there, take the other out, and just accept that this is putting roots out higher up, and leave it at that. As I've got quite a flush of new growths on that. So with the exception of that one little bit in the bottom corner, which is not going to take very much packing, I don't think. I think that'll sort itself out before very long. So, Gamesa, aka Ornithophora radicans, very, very cute little orchid. I really hope that possibly next year now, once it's settled, once it's got these new growths mature, that it will flower. And the flowers are absolutely tiny. You really do need a magnifying glass to see them, but they are really quite pretty. So, a nice short one there. That's Dendrobium jenkinsii and Ornithophora and Gamesa radicans, with a little bit of moss replacement. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.